God sake! Oh my God! Oh, yep, that reaction was just due to this weekend, guys. Some of you may know that G2 was this weekend. For myself, for us, it was a massive event. Obviously, we had something to prove, but unfortunately, we didn't play. We didn't play to our potential, to be honest. I obviously going to talk about myself personally. I didn't play. I didn't really turn up until it was like important. To be honest, well, I didn't mind every game was important, so I didn't really turn up when I kind of realised the importance of the situation, which for then it was sort of too late. Well, it wasn't really, but before that, I'm gonna go explain that because that's gonna make no sense to you guys. Right, first of all, against Millennium, I didn't play too good, to be honest. I mean, I didn't do bad. I mean, I didn't have a stinker. I didn't go horribly negative or anything. I played like I broke about even on in terms of kills. But to be honest, on the hard point, and to be honest, my main criticism for myself was on the hard point against Millennium, which we won. To be honest, the first hard point. Um, but apart from that, I played decent. Which, when you're playing for this amount of money, for this amount of this sort of competition, playing decent simply it just isn't acceptable, to be honest. And I didn't play how I should be playing. I didn't step up to the plate, particularly against Millennium. For example, first map, I just rushed anchors. I mean, it sounds kind of strange, but for example, on Slum's hardpoint, instead of taking my time to get the guy off the sort of back fountain area or the black blue van, I was just running up and down the street, just trying to, just rushing it. Like, I don't know what it was. I don't know why. Um, I just seemed to not be 100% focused in the game. And then we ended up losing the next three maps against Millennium, and just how it was like on the second map, we were 5-4 down, and we were like 5-2 down at one point, and we actually brought it back to 5-4, and I got a hailstorm. Like, I killed someone, got a hailstorm, and then Tommy actually traded, so I died. So it was in a 1v1 situation, Tommy versus Moose to take it to 5-5. And Tommy played it really well using RCXD car hiding in the corner, made Moose one shot, just basically needed to clear up the kill. So if we'd won that 1v1, if Moose had won that 1v1 against Tommy, it would have went 5-5 on the last round on standoff S&D. A massive streak map, we would have been on attack, and it would have been so easy for me for us all just to stay alive, call it, because they would have known I had the Hailstorm. Calling that Hailstorm, it could have got two guys in A because they usually sent two into A, or if they'd maybe been aware of the Hailstorm, it would have still given us that opportunity to get full control of A, which is massive, being able to get the bomb down, things like that. I mean, we could have been 2-0 up in that situation. It was just like, at this stage of the game, I feel like I actually seen Big Timer speak about in an interview, I feel like Hardpoint, everyone knows how to play it now. No one's ahead of anyone. Obviously, there's people that play more that might know a few things that are a bit better than other players, but I feel like now everyone pretty much knows the game to the kind of the best they can. Like, there's not really much to learn at this point in regards to the game modes, and I feel like it's just whoever plays the best on the day. And to be honest, we just didn't step up to the plate. And Millennium did in that first match. And then second game, I feel like after the first match we talked about it, we were like, we need to win the next two games. We really need to win the next two games. Our managers and stuff were watching us, and they realised that our communication wasn't really on point. We were rather like deflated. I don't know what it was. We just weren't on point. I mean, obviously it's hard to be hyped when but our communication wasn't there. I'm not sure what it was. Maybe it was me getting into bad habits in regards to communication before the event. Particularly myself, my communication wasn't great, and I'm not sure why. It might have been due to maybe the week before. Gfinity, actually, some of you know I had gingivitis, and I couldn't really talk in scrims, and it was really. I was sitting there just in silence in scrims because it was hurting every time I spoke, and maybe I just got into that habit of not speaking. I'm not sure, not calling things out, but I just wasn't in the zone. I wasn't calling out everything, and that is just complete amateur mistakes, when it comes to a tournament at this level, and I'm really disappointed in myself in how I played in that particular series. Although I did things like get streaks. I mean, I didn't. I made like decent plays at points. It just wasn't consistent, and the communication wasn't there to help my teammates. There was some plays I didn't make, some questionable plays, things like that. I mean, um, and then the Envy game. I mean, it just felt like it wasn't our weekend, to be honest. I mean, sorry, I've skipped on to the Envy game. Then on the third map against Millennium, obviously it was 1-1 at this point. The third map, we were all over them at the start of the map, all of them, 4 down, pulled the flag out. They got a really high laundry spawn due to the 5-second respawn delay of Black Ops 2. It was kind of unfortunate that the timing of when we killed certain players, things like that, all these aspects come into thing, but you can't really do anything about it. And then because of us being so aggressive on one side of Raid CTF, they got high laundry spawn, meaning that they all just overextended, pulled away our flag, got a stalemate. They end up winning the stalemate situation, getting a flag cap, but the way they won the stalemate situation is they killed all 4 of us at one time. So we had 4 down at that point, and the side of raid we were on, getting 4 down, we were on the bad side of raid. So when you get 4 down, it really is you can't really chase up the flag. It's quite hard. So they got the return, capped the flag, and got the relay 2-0 up on the first side. It really was unfortunate. I mean, to be honest, we got a great start. We were just smashing them off the spawn, just keeping them pinned back, and it just wasn't our day. Wasn't our day. Then 4th map, Yemen. We got streaks. We used them stupidly. Yeah, I don't want to go into too much detail in regards to everything, but because I know it's going to bore you guys. But yeah, it just wasn't our day. I'm not making excuses. We just didn't play as good as Millennium, and I've laid out on the table the reasons for that, and hopefully we can sort that out for EGL. I'm really disappointed in myself. I don't know if you've seen my tweets. I'm just really quite mad at myself how I played. Not quite sure the reasoning of it. Need to sort it out. Need to sort it out. But then going into the Envy game, like I said, like I started battering on about this before, but we really did kind of focus. We said communication. They came off, and then at the start of standoff, they came out firing. I mean, they got the good side of standoff, and I don't know why we find it particularly hard to do well on the bad side of standoff. I'm not quite sure why. Again, I don't know. So at the start of the standoff, we tried to do something different. Instead of going for a statue off the start for me, I went back alley. I killed Merc off the start of the game, and then I pushed round to green, and they just picked me off. And at that point, we didn't have any statue control. They were actually spawning in statue because I pushed round green. So the only way that situation would have been good for myself is if I got round into green, and that would have been an ideal situation for myself for that play I made. But unfortunately, they had a guy in the green barrelhead glitch who quickly cleaned me up. I was giving them the statue spawn, so that was beneficial for them for that hard point to get the points. They got a really good start, got streaks, and it just snowballed from there. I mean, they had anchor the majority of the time, and I was just finding it particularly hard to. I mean, there was one point in particular on standoff hardpoint against Envy where I was on hay. We had rotated early to the Granny's hardpoint. I was on hay bales, got lightning striked, but I still spawned in us. No, sorry, no, that's right. I got lightning striked, and then I spawned in petrol. This was at the very start of the hardpoint, so I spawned in immediately. 50 seconds odd left in the hardpoint. I quickly moved back around to hay bale. I got control of it again, and then a lightning strike came in, or this. It was one of the whatever. It wasn't the first time. So then I spawned petrol again, and then immediately after I spawned, I maybe walked forward 2 yards and got naded. It just seemed like nothing was going my way. I was getting so infuriated how I was just getting there, dying. It wasn't like anyone shooting me. It just seemed to be a snowball effect from the streaks, and yeah, like I said, it was just so frustrating talking about it. And then the second map went to 6-5. Rambo won them the game, really, to be honest. They got them a war machine, which got them a few crucial kills and rounds. It still went 6-5, and it was a really close game. And Rambo essentially won them the game by getting streaks. which, to be honest, I mean, it's really unfortunate, but it is what it is. It's Call of Duty. Third map, we started off really well. I mean, we drew the bad side. I had full streaks going into the good side. Um, they basically played it the exact same way as us. They just sucked up the pressure. It's actually really hard to kind of push the good side of. I mean, once you get into that flow where you're on their flag, I mean, there's only maybe one on their flag. It's really easy to start picking up flags and flags. But if they're constantly getting a spawn, then able to rotate back, it is really hard to get a flag out on slums if they're all sitting, because the two choke points they have to mainly watch, which are both the stairs, are so easy to watch for ARs and really hard to watch for the SMG players to push without smokes. But they used a lot of trophies, a whole lot of trophies, which really did stop us from getting down smokes and allowing our SMGs to really push down there and cause some havoc. I actually, the bad side, the first half, I was so close. Maybe like a stealth chopper on CTF is literally game changing, and I was maybe like a touch, maybe a killer, maybe a kill and an assist off a stealth chopper, and I was sitting on the cop car watching the right hand side, and literally I was preeming it for so long. Just I knew they were going to push me. We were pinned back. We had someone watching double Ds. We had someone watching blue. We had two people watching double Ds actually. So at that point, someone died double Ds in our team. And my immediate reaction as soon as people die, I just always kind of look at the minimap, just click on, just see if I need to move. And as soon as my eyes just moved onto that minimap, Karma popped around the corner and popped me. And if I'd got that stealth chopper, it could have been a different event. And it was unfortunate. And it is what it is. It's Call of Duty. It's all down to timing. If I'd pre-aimed that corner, and not took my eyes off my screen, to look at my minimap for the next second, I could have got that stealth chopper, and we could have won that map. We could have came back. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Like I said, this is off some butts. We just didn't play to how we should have. I shouldn't have been in the situation where we needed to get a stealth chopper to win a match. We just didn't play as good as we could, and like I said, it was just down to who played best at the time. And this video is kind of going on a bit, but I just wanted to congratulate Complexity for once again winning Gfinity 2. That they showed a tremendous amount of ability, and the bounce back. That really does show you how that they are champions. Those guys at Complexity, they are deserved champions. They've bounced back time and time again. They've shown that they are the best team on Black Ops 2. They have been the best team. You can, like, people said Impact and stuff at the start, but honestly, I actually believe that Complexity have been the best team on Black Ops 2 in regards to the tournaments they've won. Obviously, Impact won Call of Duty World Championships. Obviously, they won the first MLG Dallas. But I just feel like the stage Complexity won the game near the end. I feel like that was. They showed that, at the time of the game, at the time, Impact were just ahead of the game. I feel, but the Complexity, they weren't exactly ahead of the game. I mean, everyone knows how to play the game at this point. I just think that they have the composure, the talent, and the sheer talent. I mean, all four of those players can go ham at times. And for example, Crim6 at G2, he won them the game, he won them the tournament arguably by going so massive against Infused in the quarterfinal, and then in the grand final, the last three maps, he really did step up to the plate, and that's what you need to do to win championships. And he did it. He did it when his team needed it most. He did it. I mean, so much respect for those guys in Complexity. But I also got to say, well done to Epsilon. I mean, it was a tremendous showing from them. Better than our performance at G1. In regards to the final, I mean, they did. They exploded out the gates right there, winning the first two maps. But then I don't know what it was. Like, it just, I don't know if it was Epsilon not playing as good, or it was just Crim6 turning up into a new level. But they ended up losing the next three maps and losing the final. But massive shout out to those guys. I honestly, they deserved. They could have won. I mean, you can say that they deserved to win. I believe that both teams in the final have cases that they deserve to win. They just didn't. It's just Call of Duty at the end of the day. It's like any sport. It's like any esport. Anyone can win on their given day, and it just wasn't Epsilon's day in the very end. they played amazing. Um, all of them turned up throughout the tournament, and I just want to say massive congratulations to those guys for placing second once again. And also congratulations to all the teams who surpassed expectations, proved people wrong. Teams like Aware, they're all amazing players. My old team, when I was on Horizon with those guys, they played terrific once again. Those guys really deserve a shout out. And Fused, obviously bouncing back after their unfortunate event at Reflex, taking Complexity to the final game. Unfortunately for them, like Epsilon, it just wasn't their day, and they ended up going out to the hands of Complexity in the quarterfinal. Who knows if they'd won that game, how far they could have went, how the tournament may have ended if Complexity had, we could have had an all EU final for all we know. Anything really could have happened. But like I said, Complexity were the victors. They came out. They got the win, and yeah, that's basically the summary of how G2 went for ourselves. We actually weren't planning on going to EGL before Gfinity, but I feel like we all feel like we've got something to prove. We all do, and much respect to Gfinity, although it's not as big an event as much respect to EGL. Although it's not as big an event as Gfinity, as they cannot probably understand. For us players, the prize money obviously is a big factor, and obviously EGL is not the same as Gfinity in terms of prize money, in terms of exposure, in terms of the teams play, the quality of competition. But EGL is going to be a massive event for us. We really do want to bounce back and prove people wrong, and prove that we can win. We do, and yeah, we're going to try our best to bounce back. One little problem myself is actually my slums doesn't actually work on Call of Duty. I've just actually ejected this there. My slums doesn't actually work on Call of Duty. So I'm going to need to get a new disc pretty soon, because EGL was actually only in like a week and a half now at this point. I mean, I'd be going to EGL next Friday. We're going to need to get back on the grind again. To be honest, I don't really think we need to like practice more in terms of strategies and whatnot. Obviously, it is always good to create new strategies and whatnot for our team, but I feel like it just we had great strategies in place for that event. We had great plans. We just didn't do them. We just didn't put all those strategies into place, and we didn't win. What's the word I'm looking for? We didn't. Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? This is really annoying. We just didn't do what we set out to do, basically. And that's really unfortunate, but it is what it is. So that's the end of the video, guys. This has probably not been pretty depressing and not really entertaining for you guys, but I just wanted you to know my opinions of Gfinity, of the future in regards to my team, and like how we're going to bounce back from this. EGL is our aim, try and win that. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of competition with likes of Epsilon, likes of Infused, likes of Millennium, I'm sure. Aware, all these top European teams who did show up at G52, we're going to want to bounce back and prove to them that we are a top quality team and we deserve to be in these sort of tournaments. We've also got a load of big announcements to make in the coming weeks, in the coming days, should I say. And that's all going to come into fruition in the next few days. So stay tuned to my YouTube channel, because you're not going to want to miss this. Trust me, there's so many big announcements coming from us guys. So at the end of G50, it was a kind of, it was a sort of bittersweet for myself. Obviously, I was really disappointed with how we played. Really happy for how the other European teams played. Made me feel proud to be European, but at the same time, also in my head, I was thinking to the future and thinking of all the big plans we've got, and I'm really excited for the future in TCM. I'm really excited for the future with the 4 players in my team. We're not going to make any team changes, I assure you of that. And we are so happy right now. I can't really say why, but all will be explained in the near future. So stay tuned to my YouTube channel, guys. Subscribe if you've not already. I know this has been a really long video, but I just wanted to go into a lot of detail. So subscribe if you've not already, guys. Like the video if you've enjoyed it. Continue to support me, guys. My content's going to be back to a daily basis thing again. I mean, obviously, it dipped down, but that was just due to me being unwell. And obviously, you guys can understand that it's kind of hard to produce content when you're unwell. So So guys, that's the end of the video. I really want to say thanks for watching in a bit, guys. Peace out. Yeah. I should really get an outro because I was actually told that at G2 you have really, I was told you have really strange outros, and I do. So maybe I should start an outro right now. That is mine. Right, this is gonna be my outro, guys. I've thought of it. Right, let me just pause for dramatic effect. Right, guys, that's been the end of my video. Toodaloo, motherfuckers.